Hi guys, we're back again with game number 3 against Jund. We are playing against Aller, game 3, 1-on-1, Grixis Delver versus Jund. We decided to keep this hand because we have 2 Serum Visions, Scalding Tarn, plus Blood Moon, so we can possibly just screw him over mana-wise if we draw the right cards. Unfortunately, we draw Young Pyromancer for the first turn. We have Serum Visions, get a little bit of control over our draws. Hopefully we can be able to get there early and soon. Unfortunately, we draw Terminate, which is dead right now, and we also have to bottom both our cards, which is Deprive and Snapcaster Mage. So things are not looking the best right now, being on a one-land keep. Our opponent is the Aller from MTG Salvation. Our opponent just decides to play Black Cleave Cliffs and pass turn. We draw again, and we see Kolaghan's Command, which is not good at all. Draw from Serum Visions, hit a Young Pyromancer. Again, not what we want to see. Looking at the top 2 cards, we have the bottom again, a Thought Scour and a Spell Snare. And we're going to have to discard a card. Here, discard Young Pyromancer because we already have a Kolaghan's Command plus another Young Pyromancer. So it just feels like the best card to be able to discard. It still enables us to go upon any other plans that we have if we be able to draw lands. Our opponent does draw Kolaghan's Command, so he plays Twilight Mire, and looks like he's about to pass turn, which he does. During our turn, we draw a card, we hit Snapcaster Mage, definitely another card we don't want to see. Still can't be able to do anything. We hold up Lightning Bolt just in case if we see a Dark Confidant or something, and to create the illusion that we have Spell Snare, possibly. So we just decided to drop Blood Moon because it's already too late. He already has 3 mana. It's not the best idea for us to be able to try to keep that card for 3 mana. So we discard it and take 2. Plus, from the Kolaghan's Command, we decided to drop another Young Pyromancer. Because we still have our own Kolaghan's Command, we can bring it back if necessary. But at this point, that is not going to be our plan. Opponent draws a Scavenging Ooze, draws a Swamp, plays it. Currently 4 mana out, decides to still play around Spell Snare and hold up Scavenging Ooze. We finally decided to draw a card that's playable, so we play the Sulphur Falls. Unfortunately, it is not a black land, so we cannot cast a Terminate or a Tassiger or something. Opponent draws in yet another Bolt. Things are not looking that very good. But we do draw a Mana Leak, which allows us to be able to interact with our opponent better. Opponent decides to just draw a card and hits a Choke. Now, we saw a Choke last game, and we came somewhat prepared for Choke with Engineered Explosives, but hopefully we can just be able to hold up Mana Leak or something and be able to counter it. We decided to Bolt end of turn just to keep our hand light, so then we don't have to discard something. And unfortunately, we draw Gurmag Angler, and get another card we can't cast from it. And our opponent decides to take the same plan that we did, and starts bolting this back. They hit a Tarmogoyf off of the Choke, or off of the draw, and decide to pass turn yet again, hoping to not be hit by a Blood Moon, probably. Here we just decide to cast Snapcaster Mage, and because we just need to start getting in for points of damage, we need to be able to do something. And we get another Gurmag Angler for our draw. Fortunately, our Snapcaster Mage draws out a Lightning Bolt. Pass turn. We are not doing very good right now because of the sheer amount of counter magic or sheer amount of cards we have that can be played. Opponent decides to hold up mana, possibly holding up mana for both Abrupt Decay and Lightning Bolt. We finally decide to draw a land, which is an island. However, we still cannot cast anything else besides Snapcaster Mage or Mana Leak. So our opponent decides to main phase Bolt us and pass turn in order to avoid dropping cards. So we plan to Snapcaster Mage Bolt back, so that way we can be able to get him for more points of damage and show him that we mean business. Off the draw step, we hit into the Mana Leak, which is a good draw, fine draw. Now it protects our hand from a Inquisition of Kozilek or something. We attack and see there's no more bolts to be hitting our Snapcaster Mages, and pass the turn. being able to cast either one of the mana leaks. And unfortunately, our opponent decides to draw Inquisition of Kozilek. And here, I believe he takes the Kolaghan's Command from our hand. And by having 2 mana leaks, it protects your hand from taking out that card. So yeah, he does decide to take out Kolaghan's Command, prevent us from being able to reanimate any Snapcaster Mages or Young Pyromancers. And after that, I believe the opponent just passes turn to avoid being countered by a choker, having his choke or Tarmogoyf countered. Oh, I'm sorry. He does decide to play Tarmogoyf here, or no, he plays Skoos. All right. Yeah, it's been a while since we played this game. It was last night. That was pretty late. But he decides to cast Skoos, and because he casts Skoos, taps all of his land, holds up green. We decide a mana leak because I doubt he has a guttural response or anything to counter our spell back, and we just need the board cleared. We draw Death's Shadow, which is a pretty fun card for the matchup. We side out all of our Delvers, so then that way we can be able to essentially blank Bolt against Delver. And we bring in Death's Shadow because it's going to be a grinding matchup. We're going to be taking a few hits, and Death's Shadow's overall going to be the best card to last longer against cards like Tarmogoyf and Tasigur and Scavenging Ooze. We decide to hardcast Gitaxian Rope here, see what our opponent's doing. We see the choke, so we get pretty nervous there, and a Liliana. So essentially we have to decide what card we want to counter, and we essentially just decide if our opponent decides to play choke, we're going to counter choke. Opponent decides to Abrupt Decay us, get rid of that Snapcaster Mage, and continue on the game. And the worst scenario happens. Our opponent decides to draw Inquisition of Kozilek to be able to hit our other mana leak. We can either mana leak right now, or just hold up mana for Thought Scour afterwards. So we decide to hold up Thought Scour mana because we know that he will just pay for the mana. He can either just pay for mana leak, or just not pay at all, have it countered, and just slam a choke, screw us over both with Steam Vents and Island being tapped. Thankfully, because we have Sulfur Falls out, we can still be able to tap for blue mana, because it's not an island. So we just decide to tap Sulfur Falls, and dig a little deeper, hopefully be able to find something to keep ourselves going. And unfortunately we mill our black source with Polluted Delta, so we're going to be pushed back a little bit further. But we do draw another island, which allows us to still keep the mana train going. Play the island and just pass turn. Things are not looking very good because the sheer amount of cards we have in hand are just not castable. There's no black mana in hand, and we are just being grinded right now. All of our cards just being pretty much negated to an extent. And our opponent decides to play Liliana of the Veil, which we allowed to resolve, and forces us to discard. Out of all the cards to discard, we decided to drop the Mountain, because it is the least effective in our hand, and if we draw a black source, any of those cards will be really good, especially the Death's Shadow. Now we do hit a Serum Visions, which allows us to be able to dig a little deeper, hopefully be able to find a fetch land or black card of some sort. We hit Murder's Cut, which sets us back yet another turn. And we have to put both a Probe and a Lightning Bolt on the bottom of our library, because neither one of those deal with Liliana, which is currently the #1 threat in play. Opponent decides not to +1 Liliana just to be able to hold up more cards in hand, which is a risky decision. But being able to have an Abrupt Decay, a Terminate, and a Maelstrom Pulse in hand for any situation is really strong. I can understand that. So, but casting a 2-mana Tarmogoyf for 5/6 is going to be putting a real beating on us, which means we only have 2 turns left. Now, because we only have 2 turns left, we will check and see back in the next video if we're able to claw back from the situation. So thanks for watching, and come watch the next one.